do you want it all? Do you want the luxury community? Do you want to be close to the beaches? You want to be close to downtown, everything that St. Augustine has to offer? And do you want great schools? Well, let's take a look today at the luxury community of Madeira. So in today's video, I'm going to give you a complete overview about this luxury neighborhood here called Madeira. We're also going to take a look at schools, the prices, and the different builders that are going to be available here in the community of Madeira. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you two homes that are for sale. One at the $500,000 price point and one at the opposite end at the $2.35 million price point. So you can check it out and see which one fits your lifestyle. So before we get started, let's have a quick drink. Just kidding. It's fake. But let's get our bearings. Let's figure out where we are here in St. Johns County. So, like I said, we're about 10 minutes north of downtown St. Augustine. The distance to pretty much everything here in St. Augustine, all the lifestyle amenities that it has to offer, are going to be within 20 minutes. If you want to go downtown, it's going to be about 10 minutes. If you want to go to the amphitheater, it's going to be about 15 minutes. And if you want to go to the beach, probably going to be about 15 minutes at Vilano Beach. Depending if you want to go to Crescent, that might be a 30-minute drive. If you need to go to the airport, it's going to take you about an hour. Unless they open the St. Augustine airport here to commercial flights, then it's going to take you about 5 minutes because we're just south of the Northeastern Florida Regional Airport, which as of right now does private flights, but they are looking to add commercial flights here in the future. So that's pretty exciting. There is also another airport in Daytona, which is actually really awesome if you need to fly to like Wilmington, Delaware, which is where my wife flies into. It's so small, you literally walk through security, you're at your gate pretty much immediately. Anytime I drop her off, it's like 30 minutes before her flight. She gets in and she's out. Very easy to do. We also have, of course, MCO, which is in Orlando, which is about 2 hours away. So outside of having a huge international airport there, it's also Disney and Universal and all that attractions that they have over there. Now let's do a real quick snapshot of what Madeira looks like in terms of like its place in St. Johns County. Now St. Johns County, as of right now, has about 330,000 residents. They're expecting that to grow to 650,000 residents by the year 2050. Now, for here in Madeira, the total planned unit development calls for about 800 homes here. Could be a little bit more, could be a little bit less, but as of right now, it's a little bit less than 800 homes. That could change because they may throw some townhomes in the future development. Just depends on how this community sells. One of the strongest points of living in this community here is that you get the best of both worlds. You get the great schools, you get the great distance to downtown and the St. Augustine lifestyle and that small beach town lifestyle, but you're far enough away where you're not having to worry about the tourism, the traffic that comes along with being in the heart of St. Augustine. So you have this nice single family retreat out here in Madeira, and if you wanted to go downtown, enjoy the bars, the restaurants, the entertainment that it offers, it's only about a 10-minute drive down US 1 here. And if you wanted to, you could actually ride your bike in about 30 minutes. It's pretty quick ride, and on a day like today, it'd be pretty nice. But in general, you are going to need a car when you're in this area. The main road that this place is off of is US 1. You can easily get down to State Road 16. You can pop up to Palencia, get on International Golf Parkway, and get on 95 in about 15 minutes. So it's really easy to get pretty much anywhere in St. Johns County from this location. And one of the biggest reasons that people don't choose like true and blue St. Augustine, so we're talking about 32080, 32084, and 32086, essentially about 15 to 20 minutes within the downtown historic area, is because a lot of the times the schools aren't up to snuff with what their expectations are. But here in Madeira, all of the schools are rated A. You have Ketterlinus Elementary, which is an A-rated school. You have Sebastian Middle School, which is where I went to, which is an A-rated school. And then you have St. Augustine High School, which has one of the best football programs here in the area, which is also an A-rated school. So between all grades, your bases are covered, which is something that a lot of the area surrounding St. Augustine and the historic area of St. Augustine doesn't have. And to top it all off, I mentioned that like at the end of this video, we're going to take a look at two different price ranges here. We're going to take a look at a Mastercraft build, which is at the 500,000 price point. And then we're going to take a look at the Arthur Rutenberg build, which is at a $2.35 million price point. So there's pretty much something for everyone within this community here that you'd have access to. And guys, I'm actually in the model here at Mastercraft within Madeira. And the one thing I wanted to show, because the $500,000 home doesn't really show off the product, the end product of what Mastercraft is really known for. And in 2024, Mastercraft won the #1 builder in the entire state of Florida, which is pretty amazing. But I want to show you this real quick because they have very, very thoughtful designs that think of you, the consumer, at the end of the day. And let me know what you think about this in the comments below. But let's check this out real quick. So as you come into the master, right? So obviously you have beautiful intercoastal views over here, beautiful master, very well appointed. You come right into your master bathroom, which is amazing on its own. And I'll shoot some B-roll of this too, just so you can see. But you've got the beautiful shower there. You have the double sink with the drawers in the middle. Very, very, I love this tile. This tile here is amazing. Nice drop down in there. But this is where it gets really cool, guys. Stay with me, okay? You come in here and you leave from the bedroom to the bathroom, and now we're in your closet, right? And you're like, Thomas, that's not that special, right? A lot of builders have that. And you're right, a lot of builders do have that. But this is where it really sets it apart. Your closet, there's another walkthrough. Oh, where are we now? We are in the laundry room, my friends. We're in the laundry room. So that also has an exterior door. This goes out to your hallway, which connects over to your kitchen, your living space. Garage is right here. So this is what's really sweet. You can walk from your laundry room into your master closet, into the bathroom, and then into your bedroom. So that's only important for the person who owns the home, right? Because everything is right here. So once you hop out the shower, you got your dirty clothes, you throw them right here in the laundry room, then you hop into the closet, you put your fresh clothes on. I think that's one of those things that, like, you didn't know you needed it until you see it. Down a little bit of what the houses look like here in the community of Madeira in terms of pricing, taxes, HOA and CDD, lot size, and the different builders that are available here. As of right now, there are 4 builders that are actively in progress of building homes here in the area. It is a slightly older community where a lot of the homes were actually built in the early 2010s and in the 2017 range. But as of right now, there is Mastercraft, there's Arthur Rutenberg, there's Dostie Homes, and there's also Toll Brothers. And I heard a little bit of secret that ICI may come in here and start building in here as well, because it's going to be a full blown out luxury community. The lot sizes in this community range from 50-foot lots to 80-foot lots. And most of those 80-foot lots are going to be backed onto the preserve, backed onto the intercoastal, because at the end of the day, if you're spending that type of money, you want a little bit more elbow room, another place to put a 3rd car garage. You just want that space. The median sale price within this community is $675,000, which when I bring up the multi-million-dollar properties here, it doesn't seem like it's that much. But when we take a look at the average sale price, it does jump up about $100,000. The average sale price is $765,000 within the community. So you can tell that there are a lot of people buying in that $500,000 to $700,000 range, and there's not as many million-dollar homes and not as many intercoastal lots that are available as the rest of the community. Now, of course, outside of pricing, we do have to also talk about taxes. We also talk about insurance, and we also have to talk about the CDD and HOA fee in this community. Now for taxes, we're in one of the highest tax districts in all of St. Johns County. It comes out to about 1.9552%. So if you're buying a home that's let's just say it's 2% for easy math. If you're buying a home that's $1 million, it's roughly going to be about $20,000 in taxes that you're going to pay every single year. Now, I don't have exact numbers on insurance, but the one good thing and the one thing that you can actually be happy about is that within this entire community of Madeira, we are actually in flood zone X, which when you hear flood zone, that puts off a red flag in your mind. But here in the state of Florida, flood zone X is what you want. That's where you're not required to have flood insurance. And we're directly on the intercoastal here. You would expect us to be in a flood zone where you would have to pay for flood insurance. Here in Madeira, you do not. In general, most of the homes here are going to be brand new, built within the last couple of years. So they're built to the highest engineering standards in the Florida building code. They're built to that exact system. So your insurance costs should be a little bit cheaper than what you'd find in a home that is maybe 20 years younger. But a lot of the homes here are double the size of what we normally see in St. Johns County. So I'd expect your homeowner's insurance to be somewhere between $3,000 and $5,000 a year, depending on what size of home you're looking for. The last thing we need to talk about is HOA and CDD. So what I did is I took the $500,000 house and I looked at their HOA and CDD, and I took the $2.35 million house and I looked at their HOA and CDD, just so you have a good idea of what the numbers are. So if we take a look at the $500,000 house, the CDD is $2,161 a year. This is paid along with your tax bill, so it actually ups that tax portion a considerable amount. Your HOA is $426 a quarter. Typically, when you see a CDD fee, it depends more on the lot size than anything, right? So if you have a 50-foot lot, you're more than likely going to be at that $2,161 mark. If you have an 80-foot lot, you're probably going to be closer to this $2.35 million amount. If you have a $2.35 million home and the CDD is going to be $3,193. Now, of course, this is just based on the lot size. So it's about $1,000 more expensive than what you'd see in the 50-foot lot. But the HOA is slightly cheaper. It's $395 a quarter. So I'm not exactly sure why it's cheaper, but it is. So we're just going to go with it. All right, guys, we're just leaving the model here at Mastercraft. We're going to go over and show you those two homes that we talked about. And what I wanted to do is also just take a moment to kind of go over, who I think is a great fit for this community. And in reality, it checks so many boxes in terms of price point and in terms of like who could live here. It's pretty much for everybody. But I would say, like, hey, if you're retired and you're looking for that lifestyle, but you're also not looking to deal with the pain of the ass of living in downtown St. Augustine, but you still want that luxury feel and the access to it, this is a perfect option. If you're a remote worker, maybe if you're starting your family, or if you have a growing family, once again, another great option because you are just so close to everything here, and the price point isn't going to kill you. It's not going to break the bank. And at the end of the day, even if you're a single person, you know what, like maybe get a smaller house here, something that you could grow into eventually with a family if you'd like. I think it's a good fit for all of those people. You got great schools, great amenities, you're close to everything that St. Augustine has to offer. And in my opinion, I think this area, compared to the rest of all the new construction, all the other luxury communities here in St. Johns County, I think this has the largest room to grow. Arthur Rutenberg home. This is almost a 6,000 square foot home with tons of living space. About most of it is going to be on the downstairs, almost 3,000 square feet downstairs here alone. You can see you got a beautiful kitchen. I love that accent ceiling there, which is amazing. And then also you have natural light because it's pretty much floor to ceiling windows throughout the whole back of the house that overlooks the pool, and it overlooks the intercoastal, which is of course beautiful on its own. Another thing that I really like is pretty much the whole right side of the house is dedicated to the master suite, right? So we have this beautiful bathroom right here, and then as you walk through, you have your living space right over here. You keep going, you got his and hers closets on either side, which you can see slightly there. And then we got your master bedroom here, which is huge, overlooks the pool, overlooks the intercoastal, beautiful tray ceiling, beautiful accent lighting. Definitely luxury living at its finest here in St. Johns County. Now with Arthur Rutenberg, they don't own any of the lots here in Madeira, but what they can do is purchase one of the lots that you are interested in. They are only building on the intercoastal side. And I just had to pop in here real quick. I wanted to show you this because it's pretty awesome. But you can kind of see right here that we have this transparent office here. So we got that corner, and we have a nice beautiful office right at the front of the house. And then it just kind of lets in a lot of natural light, but also kind of lets you see what's going on out there, which I think is a really nice feature, and it looks really, really good. one other thing I almost forgot to mention about the amenities living in the surrounding area, which I think is important for a community like this, is that we're about 15 minutes from like 3 or 4 different marinas here in the area. So if you are looking to get out on the Intercoastal, you're looking to hop on your boat, this community is awesome because you get all the luxury amenities of this community. You get a luxury style community with security gates as well. But you're also really, really close to be able to go into the St. Augustine and hop on your boat and get on the Intercoastal, maybe even go out to the Atlantic if you want to do some deep sea fishing. Now, the one thing that this community may be lacking in is their amenities center. If you're looking at luxury amenities throughout all of northeastern Florida, you're going to find amenity centers that are nicer than this. But most of the communities don't have backyards and the width of the lots like we do here in Madeira, where you can see lots from 50 to 80 foot wide. So you're able to put a pool and you're able to have a nice big backyard if you want to. Regardless though, the amenity center is still pretty nice. The pool is really well maintained. They have a nice fitness room there, even though it's a little small, and they have a clubhouse. And for the future of the amenities here, they plan on putting a kayak launch within the community here so you have access directly to the Intercoastal. But in all reality, if you are looking to move here to this area, the main amenities is what you have surrounding you. You have the access to Vilano Beach, some of the great restaurants that we have down there. You have access to downtown St. Augustine and all the arts and entertainment that has to offer, whether it's music festivals, to food festivals, to just being able to enjoy our beautiful historic city. Those are going to be the main attractions here. But I will say, if you are on that, maybe you're on that Arthur Rutenberg end where you have, a $2.3 million house, they do fly private right out of the Northeastern Florida Regional Airport. So that's also another great amenity. And if they do add commercial flights, well, that person buying that $500,000 house, they're also going to have some options there too. So in all honesty, you get everything that you want in terms of the house, the location, but maybe you miss out on the luxury style amenity center, which in my book is totally fine. And guys, that is it. I'm about to head out of here. If you are looking for a luxury community, luxury lifestyle, close to everything in St. Augustine that it has to offer, you want to be close to the water, you want to be close to the beach, you want to be close to the amphitheater, you want great schools, then reach out to me. Me and my team, all we try to do is give you the information so that you can make an educated decision on what you want to do, which is buy, sell, or invest in all of St. Johns County. Until next time, guys, I'll see you.